So what if the Yankees go in a different direction this offseason and get somebody like Jung Lee for their outfield? What happens then? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, by the way. I just want to say that now, and happy holidays to you. I want to thank Hector for having me on the panel last night for Yankees Morning Brew with Don Sicario and Ruben from NYY News. It was a wonderful time. We had a great conversation. If you haven't taken a look at it, go take a look at it. I highly encourage you. We went over a lot of important things. Now, with that said, this is Jung Lee. Okay, he's one of the top players, probably the top player, offensive player from Korea. And he's not from Japan, so he doesn't come with a Japanese posting fee system. But he also represents somebody who the Yankees are interested in right now. And why do I bring him up? Well, the big fish, Juan Soto and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The fans want those guys to come here. And again, there's a good chance that at least one of them will. Hopefully both of them, but we'll see. But the Yankees have already stated they need two outfielders. Okay, two lefty outfielders that they want. Soto only represents one. And Jung Lee, there has similarities to Soto. What do I mean by that? He's obviously not the level of player Soto is. Really, not many people are. But he also has a career on-base percentage of over 400, like Juan Soto. So he would represent a prototypical leadoff hitter for the Yankees. He's a career 300-plus hitter as well. Again, representing a good fit for a leadoff hitter for the Yankees. He's lefty. He's got speed. He's known to get on base. He puts a very low strikeout guy. You're looking at 5 to 6% strikeout rate. Okay, as he draws a fair amount of walks, he puts the ball in play, gets a lot of doubles. He's also known to have a decent pop in the bat too. And I think he'd probably be a good fit with the short porch in right field at Yankee Stadium. So, but could you imagine an outfield where you have Jung Lee leading off and Juan Soto batting second, and then Aaron Judge batting third? That would be an absolute terror to pitchers. And then whatever they have after that. But a couple of things I want to point out that I think are important to keep in mind. A lot of fans have accused of Cashman of prospect hugging. And I get it. Right now, the farm has never been deeper, or at least for the last couple of decades. So they have an abundance of position players and pitchers, right? And they need to take advantage of that any opportunity that they can. And with that said, if Jung Lee comes here and Juan Soto comes here, that's going to mean a bye-bye to Jason Dominguez. So it's something that a lot of fans might not want to hear. And I know the boys last night on the panel didn't want to hear that, but it's something that needs to be considered. Now, Jung Lee and Kevin Kiermaier doesn't mean that. Jung Lee and Cody Bellinger doesn't necessarily mean that. So who they get, and obviously if we have to pick one position player out of all of them, Juan Soto's the guy to get. But if somehow, some way, that doesn't pan out, okay, and they want a guy who clicks some of the same boxes that Soto does, Jung Lee does that. So Kevin Kiermaier can play center as a stopgap guy as well. He's an elite defender. He also kills righties. The Yankees are one of the worst teams in baseball hitting right-handed pitchers. So he clicks that box too for the Yankees. So it's an elite glove. He can be a mentor to some of the young players. And he's familiar with playing with the AL and wants to continue to play in the AL. So it's a good fit. He's already playing Tampa. He's already playing Toronto. So he'd represent an intriguing option for the Yankees as well, depending on who else they bring in. Bellinger obviously is the other guy. He's essentially number 2 on the free agent list, not even behind it. He's actually number 1 on the free agent list in terms of offensive players. But he's going to come with a $200 million contract most likely and a long-term deal. So depending on their appetite, do they want to commit that much long-term to Bellinger? But the other thing to keep in mind too, Bellinger, he has the ability to pivot, to move to first base. Okay, he's got the infield and outfield versatility, so he would not clog up Jason Dominguez long term. He wouldn't do it. So he can move to first base and take over for Anthony Rizzo once his Yankee tenure's up, most likely in 2024. So, and then you'd still have a spot opening in the outfield in which you can take Jung Lee, put him in left field, and then have Jason Dominguez for center field if that's the situation. But so Jung Lee is one of the guys that puts the Yankees in position to have to make a tough decision. Okay. And this is where the perspective, at least in my opinion, comes into play. And I want to know what you think. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button so we can keep talking about this. And I can have you on the live panels and get you on the channel as well. So if you do hit it, hit the notification bell too. That way you're always in the front of the line to get stuff when it comes in. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Okay. And so this, I think, some layers of information that need to be shared, which is why I'm sharing it when it comes to Jung Lee. If he comes, they have to make a decision if they're going to bring in another lefty bat between Soto, Bellinger, potentially another like a Kevin Kiermaier and so on. So Soto would make it almost impossible. If it's Soto and Lee, then Dominguez, unfortunately, does not have a fit here anymore. So, and that has to be acknowledged. So, and as excited as I am about Dominguez, if it means if I have to choose between him and Juan Soto, I'm choosing Juan Soto. Sorry, but I am. So, with that said, does that mean he gets packaged for? I mean, if they're going to package Juan Soto, it should be for something very good. I don't know what, but the Yankees still need a pitcher. Yamamoto's the other piece of domino to fall on the pitching side, and I think whether he comes here or not, he helps the decision-making process in terms of what to do with pitchers, what to do with relievers, and whether to trade Gleyber Torres or not trade Gleyber Torres. So there are two dominoes, I think, right now. Yamamoto on the pitching side, Lee on the offensive side. So, and it sounds that the Yankees and the Giants are in basically the co-favorites box for Lee. So, but again, if the Yankees somehow don't bring in Soto, fans would be crushed. Well, myself, they have to pivot quickly and get two other bats, whether it's Lee and Bellinger, Lee and a Cardinals outfielder, Lee and Kevin Kiermaier. They've got to do something, but they've got to do it in a way that sets their lineup well. Like Lee and Soto sets their lineup perfectly for the 1, 2, 3 spots. Okay. And even if they want to be crazy enough to bring in Bellinger too, which Bellinger can actually kind of rotate and rest guys all around this year in the infield and the outfield, first base and all the outfield spots, and still play full time. That's another way of thinking about it too. And you can bet Bellinger 4th, and like Rizzo 5th, Stanton 6th. That's a whole different dynamic to the lineup. So, but going back to the topic here, Jung Lee puts them in a position to have to decide on the second bat. Yamamoto puts them in a position to have to decide on the pitching acquisitions they make afterwards. So those are two key pieces, key decisions that the Yankees need to make. And obviously, if they can lock up Juan Soto before Lee, I'm fine with that. And if they bring in Soto instead of Lee, I'm fine with that. But the Jason Dominguez domino has to be factored in here when it comes to Lee, if you're going to do Lee and Soto, and only when it comes to Lee and Soto. So you let me know what you think about this, okay? I can't see another scenario where Jason Dominguez will get blocked, but if it's Lee and Soto, there's not a position for him because they have Judge in right field too. So give me your thoughts on this. Okay, have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Peace and love to all these. If anything else comes out even today or tonight, I'll get it to you. I'm going live with Scott Braun today from Foul Territory, 5:30 p.m. Eastern on the channel. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Would you come join us? Okay, and I will talk to y'all next time.